Very good evening, Rohit. Welcome to the
Hi
Zoom.
Rajesh, good evening.
Yeah. For the viewers, I just want to connect to the last meeting where we have did last time. I want to just to connect to that last meeting. Also, we have uploaded in my YouTube channel, which is there already in my YouTube channel. Tiny Table Talk thumbnail. If anyone wish to watch, and please watch it. And the context is that all about my friend is there in the US since 13 years. So he has gone for doing masters, so then he has joined for jobs, different kind of jobs he did, and now he's going to establish his own startup in the US itself. So those all the journey we want to portray through my video call. So last time we have just given the introduction what for the purpose of connecting to this meeting. So that was the entire details are there in the last meeting. If anyone missed, still you can get it to watching this today's video. He's Rohit, our friend, who is from Visakhapatnam district. And so that is a brief introduction. And now we are going to know more details about Rohit. Welcome, Rohit.
Hi Rajesh.
Yeah,
Good morning.
yeah.
Good morning for me. Good evening for you.
Yeah,
How are you?
yeah. Good morning, yeah, good evening, and good morning. So we are sitting at the different time settings. So this is going to happen to us. And actually, now for India, to now this is a night time, and for the US, this is a morning time. It's a very peak time actually. So it is very tough to get him in the daytime since he having busy schedules and all. He's just postponing and adjusting all the schedules, and he's getting connected to with us. Now we are going to know more details about how he gone to US and when has gone, what was his preparation, why he had thought about to go US. All the details we are going to listen from Rohit. Of course, it should be like a question and answer sessions. It's not like an interview. It's like interacting with one friend, uh, curious about his journey to the US from the India. And
At that time,
before that,
mhm.
I'm just stopping you to start. We need just a brief introduction from your mouth to our viewers.
Again
Again, this for this today's part.
for today's call.
Yeah,
So again, I'm Rohit, um, and I hail from Vizag. I can say Vizag because Vizag has been home for me for over like 15, 16 years or so. Or actually 20 years almost. But currently I live in United States and in the state of Georgia, and I live in Atlanta area. And I'm working for a healthcare company right now, and I'm also working on starting my own company. I have been working on this project for about 7 months or 7.5 months now. Um, but yeah, I've been in the United States for almost 12 years. This is my 12th year, and in August it's going to be 13 years
oh,
starting.
okay.
So yeah, it's been a wild ride. It's been good, bad. There are moments where you have highs and lows, excitement, sadness, everything. So it's okay. I'm trying to deal with everyday life, and I feel like these are all the opportunities and these are all the situations and experiences that are going to build a good character in a person, like good personality, resilience, and all that kind of stuff. So I tend to utilize all my experiences that I've learned in the past 12 years or even before that in my life to get better every single day.
Okay. Thank you, Rohit, for sharing the brief introduction. We just come back to our questions. I want to go
Mhm.
way long back to ask you to start my questions. That so, Rohit, when you heard about United States of America for first time in your life, Rohit, the first question I want to ask you is so this is my questions are going to be completely different. So I'm at the same time it is going to be useful for many people. Those questions they are not going to explore in many YouTube channels. So that's why I'm just calling it a unique. Yeah, Rohit. Actually, you are after completion of graduation in on India. So my question is that have you choose only US? Before that, are there any other countries you picked?
When did I hear? So
Yeah, normally,
I
yeah, I just I want to give the lead to the answer. Normally, we heard about United States of America. Washington is the capital. That's basically the information. Beyond that, when you thought about I too want to reach to US. At the what is your
So I was in my BTech, engineering at Geetham, and I did not think about any what I will do next or anything like that, because anybody in our age group in engineering, we don't think about all of this until probably the last year or third year ending or something like that. So I started thinking about it towards probably end of third year. Second semester of my third year. Everybody is preparing. Some people are preparing because to write GRE, to go out, to go to a different country. Everybody has to start preparing like 1 year before, and they have to start giving some exams. And you have to score really big, because at that time the competition was heavy. And if you don't apply before a specific time, you are going to lose all the good colleges that will give you scholarships and everything. So the first universities that get filled are like state universities, because they're cheap. They give good education, but they're also not expensive, so people tend to write their exams quickly, and then they go and apply for those. So if they get an admission, they're getting an admission in United States for cheaper price. So a lot of people start like 2 years before, start planning about everything. But I started thinking about it probably in third year, second semester, when um, everybody is thinking about, oh, next year there is going to be campus placements. In fourth year first semester, and fourth year second semester, we will have campus placements. So, and TCS was very big at that time. TCS, HP, they used to come. They used to hire like 200, 300 employees from Geetham, and they used to go. When everybody was thinking about campus placements, I felt like we did mechanical engineering. I was in mechanical engineering, and I don't want to go into IT, because at the end of the day, you're going and doing Java, whatever, coding and all that stuff. So for me, I felt like I don't want to go into software. If that was the case, I better would have studied computer science or IT in Geetham, right? But I went to mechanical for a reason, is because I didn't want to go along with status quo. So everybody in the 2000s, there is like a lot of IT boom. Everybody's like, oh, software engineers are making a lot of money. Anywhere abroad in United States, they're making a lot of money. So everybody was behind software engineering, and everybody is behind money. So I felt like studying mechanical engineering and also like trying to go to IT is not the right path for me. And my dad wanted me to study ECE, so electronics and communication engineering, and I did not know what is that. But because there is a huge demand for electronics and communication engineering, I did not want to go there. So anywhere there is huge demand, or people are like, hey, they're all like excited about the craziness, because everybody is like, oh, ECE is the topmost thing, we should all go into that. When there is so much of a hype about something, I don't like to follow that. Is because, yeah, it's just a hype for that moment. So I went in, I took mechanical engineering, and I was in mechanical engineering, and I know I was not doing that great. I was just getting 70%, 80%, somewhere close to that. So during the third year, second semester, everybody was saying we should go for campus interviews. And I was like, well, I don't want to do this, because I didn't want to study IT. And that is when I've decided what are my options. So as I was looking for my options at that time, there used to be like hate crime in Australia. Like a lot of Indians went there, and they were getting beaten up, killed, and all that stuff.
during the
In my third year, yes, around like 2000, late 2000s, a lot of people went to Australia, and then a lot of hate crimes were happening in Australia. I don't know if you know that or not.
yeah, I know.
But yeah, at that time there was very something very difficult like that. And then when I looked at which was the most difficult countries to go, then I realized that United States was the most difficult country to go at that time. And I think Obama was president at that time, I think so. And then there was a recession.
Yeah.
2008 there was a recession. So 2011, 12, everybody is recovering from recession. Software is not big of a hype. So when I looked at every option, I said, well, Europe you can go, maybe United States is not that easy. And then Canada was another country that was easy to go. But I felt like I wanted to go to the most difficult country so that it can open up options for me to go anywhere else if I want to go in the future. So that's how I decided I would go to United States. And this came towards probably like end of end of my third year in bachelor's. And then, fourth year, I started preparing a little bit. I started doing some interviews. And, like part of this hype is also because where you and I met, Rajesh, because we have this outward thinking or upward thinking where we were looking to the future. We were saying, hey, what can we do in the future? And where we met, it's a story within itself, but the institute where we met is like very forward thinking, very much targeting the 1%. So when we look at the 1%, I felt like US was the right place for me to go to explore my options. And there is also another reason what pushed me to go to United States, and maybe I can tell you at a different point in time. It's a business venture, and I can tell you maybe down the lane.
Okay, I clearly understood that while you are picking, especially, I want to go to the US. Really, you took a challenge country, that is the US. Once you have prepared to go to US, so all those guidance, so where you have taken, and who have you had any mentor kind of thing, and along with any people flew with you to the US?
Yes, this is a very long story, but I will try to give you as much as possible information. So when I wanted to go to US, I looked for a consulting company in Vizag. There was around in Dwarka Nagar area. There was a consulting company, and I took help from them. I joined. Initially, they would teach us some math classes, English classes, like to learn to crack GRE exam, right?
Okay.
So I started with that. And then they would also tell us about interviews and visa interviews or whatever that is. But I feel like I have learned more about visa interviews or how to crack them, or your way of speaking English or learning good English and all of these from CTC where we met, better than the consulting company. So consulting company was very good with giving you suggestions for, not suggestions, but they will teach you math, they will teach you English, they will teach you all the complex words that you have to learn to crack GRE, and even TOEFL. But I feel like to crack interviews and all, they will give you some training, but I have learned all those things, the extracurricular activities that you have to do. I've learned those things in my university in Geetham, and then also at CTC. Those are the things that we have learned, and that helped me get to United States as well. In terms of choosing my universities, a couple of my friends told me, hey, these could be okay universities. You have to keep some safe universities. You have to keep like one like a tough university where you may or may not get a job in, may not get an admission in. So I applied for 5 different ones. I got all 5 offers, but one of them is conditional, and then I got admits for other 4, and I picked one university to come to.
Okay, which was that university?
It's at that time it's called Polytechnic Institute of NYU. So it's under New York University.
Okay.
Under each university, what happens is they have different schools. So one school for engineering, one school for arts and science, one school for like psychology, one school for like medicine. So they have different schools for each university. It's not like, if you have Geetham, for example, all different branches like Geetham Dental, Geetham, engineering, Geetham MBA, and all, they're all in the same place, right? So like that, we have New York University, but each of them is called a different school, and they're in different locations. So
Okay.
so that's how I came there, and then the engineering one was in Brooklyn, so I went there.
I just you have mentioned you have joined in CTC Institute to learn GRE. So I just wanted to share to the viewers, since I have met Rohit in the CTC itself. So I want to give the just brief introduction. What is all about the CTC? So those details I want to share with you all. It is a surprising thing. So once you know about the CTC. Yes. Before that, I would like to share some experience in my past pharmaceutical industry companies where I used to work as a sales representative. So before I was joining the CTC, you might seeing it looks like so funny. So you might seeing the hoardings of before and after kind of results you might seeing. So the same thing happened in the CTC once I joined. I used to very scared to stand before the meeting for whenever my presentations comes. So then my manager and my colleagues suggested me that why you so nervous, you are not up to the mark since you have achieved many things, you are not able to share all the things. So I have decided to join one good spoken English institution in Visakhapatnam. So then I was shopping to which is the best institute in the Visakhapatnam, so that I can learn in quick in 3 months like that. So during the time I have gone to many institutions, but I did not get stuck at to go and join. So there I gone to CTC. CTC abbreviation is a coast to coast, means the people whoever in the universe, Earth planet. So everyone can all the rules and the CTC way of thinking can applicable to the people in the Earth planet itself. So that's why the word title of the institute, Coast to Coast CTC, has derived. So that is the background of the story of the CTC. And now I was just entered in the CTC institution to join to know the details and what are the timings and how many hours they are going to teach, what are their concept to teaching this, all these things. I was asking to the sir, and sir name is Mr. Prasad sir, and I was asking that I want to learn English. So like that I asked. Then sir replied, I just shocked. Sir replied that you want to learn only English, and beyond that, do you discover anything to learn? That question, none of institution, no sir asked me that. So, sir, actually not targeting only English. Beyond that, what are the improvement areas which you should discover? It's an individual job to discover the things, the learnings, and what to learn and all. So that I just got shocked, and so there is something in this institution. So immediately I have paid the fee and joined, and so now I'm going to tell about what are you going to learn in CTC. CT is a place strictly they are not going to teach you anything. You are going to join to break yourself, so to discover yourself. So
that is day one, discovery day one.
Yeah, so to discover yourself. So in this process, English is nothing, grammar is nothing, public speaking is nothing, presentations are very nothing. So beyond that, you are going to learn many things. That is actual true discovery, where you can learn, where you can discover yourself at the CTC. That is the institute which I want to share. This is a platform I want to share more details about CTC. So where I have met Rohit, and so I don't know at the time he was trying to go United States of America to join for masters and all. So he was a quite very good student, and often giving some thoughts whenever he chance comes to present something. So always some layer beneath the layer used to appear in his presentations. So there I have met him. Then back the story, Rohit is going to tell. Rohit, I'm asking why you only joined CTC. Of course, there are so many consultant institute already they are incorporating to teaching the English classes itself, the abroad consultant.
Yeah, So this again, I didn't find this myself, and also I was already at CTC when I decided that I will go to United States, because at that time I was already in CTC, and we were looking at the 1% people, and we're looking at how we are going to make world a better place. Those are things that you have in your mind as like an early 20-year-old, 21-year-old, and all that stuff. So we I had all these thoughts in my mind, and when you are like very young, you want to do a lot of things. So CTC has helped me get to that stage. But the reason why I got into CTC is because at that time my brother, he was preparing to go to IIT. So he was writing his exams for IIT. I have a younger brother, his name is Rahul. He's 2 years younger than me, and he was preparing to go to IIT. And I am not. I didn't crack IIT. I didn't get any good rank or anything. So I was not planning to go. I was already in Geetham at that time. And what happened was, my father, he always does a lot of research. I don't know how he gets all his sources and research from. My father was trying to put my brother in spoken English class to learn a little bit better English, because I was in I don't
English class, other institution.
yeah he was looking for a spoken English class, my dad, for my brother, for my younger brother. And at that time, before I was in Sainik school, I don't think we talked about my Sainik school era, but I was in Sainik school Korukonda. At that time we were doing a lot of public speaking. You have to go and do a lot of stuff. This is a part of Sainik school training. You get to do many activities. You have to go for expeditions, camping, trekking, mountaineering, shootings, and all these things. And also, as a part of development, public speaking, English, and all these things were a big thing in Sainik school. So I was already comfortable speaking in English, but my brother was not. So my dad put him in. He was trying to look for it, and then he made him join CTC.
Okay.
So when he made him join CTC, I was like, I was not listening to anybody, because we have Teaching Fish. There are other institutes like that in. There are many spoken English classes, and they tell, hey, we are going to teach you grammar, this, and all that stuff. But for me, I'm like, I don't want to learn grammar. I already know something. And I did not like that English was taught as a part of grammar. If you look at United States, nobody speaks good grammar. If you look at Europe, where like United Kingdom, where most people speak English, not many people follow grammar. The real life scenarios, most people don't use good grammar.
Sorry to interrupt you. You have completed your primary schooling at Korukonda Sainik School. So my question is that now many kids are just hardly trying to just join in the Korukonda Sainik School, and they are not clearing this entrance. So that was difficult, and nowadays, and those days are further difficult. So my question is here. So once you join in the Korukonda Sainik School, of course, the ambience and the way of living and the schooling is completely, totally different compared to any other international school or any other big school normally existing in India. So during that time, what was your ignite?
What made me join Sainik School?
No, after Sainik School, during the Sainik School, most of the people I heard about, they're joining the field forces, armed forces. So during that time, so you are surrounded by that much environment, everybody aiming toward the force, either Air Force, naval, or military, army, and all. So so during that time, was there any ignite to join in the field forces, or any dream initially established in your mind?
Yes, I wanted to join Air Force. And army, I felt like most of it is on the field, and I also have like a little bit of phobia with water, so I never used to get into the pool or anything, and that was very young, when I was young. And I always felt like a little nervous going into the pool. And the thing is, the nervousness, everybody has it, not just in terms of pool. Everybody has nervousness in different parts of their life, right? So And when you start feeling nervous, a lot of people start labeling them as, oh, you have some sort of a health condition or like a disability or condition like that. But what I love about Indian parents or Indian teachers or anything is that stop saying all of these stuff, just go and do it. They force you to do it. So by forcing you, even though you are not in your comfort zone, by forcing you, they're getting you acclimated to those situations. So after 2 times, after 3 times, you don't feel the same nervousness anymore, right? Because you're trying to conquer your fears. So I thought about it and I was like, no, Navy and all is always in the sea. I don't want to do that. Of course, I have some fear of water and all, but I can swim a little bit. I can go deep, but I can go in pools and swim and everything. So now I don't have the fear of like drowning or anything. So at that time, I wanted to go join Air Force, and my aim was to go to Air Force, but then I changed my course a little bit for something else because after my 10th class, I started my 11th class in Sainik School, but I felt like I have not achieved much in terms of academics because I'm always like a 70-80% student. I never went like 90% or top of the class. So I always felt like I was a good student when I was up to my 5th or 6th class, But when I went to Sainik School, I had a lot of homesickness because I was staying away from parents at the age of 10 or 11. So I never was able to concentrate on studies like I was able to concentrate before when I was at home. So from 6th through 10th and 11th, I was already like not performing that well. I would only perform like 70%, 80%. And then in my 11th class, I took biology. And like, so in CBSE syllabus, you have M by PC, like math, biology, physics, and chemistry, or M like math, computers, and so I took math and biology and I failed in biology. I was like, this is not good for me. I cannot continue this. So I felt like I need to make the switch. So then I left Sainik School and I went to like a engineering college, like junior college to study engineering. So my 11th and 12th, or you call like intermediate, is an engineering college. So even though I had the urge to join Air Force, I didn't do it. But after my engineering or like after my intermediate, I did long term because I didn't get my seat in MSET or AIEEE or IIT. So my dad put me in a long term, and during that long term, I wrote my UPSC for NDA and all that things, and then we went to Mumbai. We wrote UPSC. No, we went to, I don't remember. We went to Mumbai for something. We went to Mumbai for UPSC, and then I was invited to Air Force Station Mysore for SSB selections. So where you have to go through like because Air Force Station is in Mysore. So I went there for my SSB, where they do like instrumentation test, a pilot test, and all those kind of things to see if you can do that. And when you first come in, they do a screening. They teach you 2 or 3 hour class, and they tell you, hey, the plane is like this, like what is it doing? If you take a picture of a plane and you see the position of the plane, if it's ascending or if it's descending, what is the angle, all those kind of things, they teach you in 3 hours. Right? And then they have a test immediately for 1 hour.
Okay.
So you have to answer, you have to retain all the knowledge and you have to answer it. So if you are able to answer it, and if you are able to pass, then you are eligible to be a pilot. So whoever did not pass, they were all sent back home on the same day.
So it's all about 3 hours class.
Yeah, it's only based on 3 hour class. So you can come from Delhi to Mysore for this one thing, but if you fail, that's it. You have to go back next day. That's it.
What was
or actually the same day. They take you from the Air Force Station. They take you on a bus and they'll drop you back at the train station. And we were all kids, like what, 20? No, not even 20, like 18, 19 years at that time.
Late teens.
Yeah. So I went through that. I cleared my pilot aptitude test, instrumentation test. And then we have to go through like the, what's it called? The physical test, the interview and all that stuff. I was also, I cleared a lot of them, but at some point what we decided was, I already had my admission in Geetham. I already started studying in Geetham, and if I have to leave
Okay.
Geetham, I have to pay like 4 years of my fee
Okay.
to get my transfer certificate, and then if I have to go somewhere else.
Okay.
And well, the results were not out at that time. The results were not out, and then I started studying in Geetham. So when I started studying in Geetham, they said, "Hey, if you don't get it, if you have to leave Geetham, you have to pay like 4 years worth of fee, because we already reserved this seat for you." At that time, I think 4 lakhs or 5 lakhs is a huge amount of money. In 2008, 2009 is a lot of money. And we decided, like my dad, we are all like, okay, we don't want to do anything else. Let's go with Geetham. So that's what happened. So I dropped that dream to be in the Air Force, and then I went to study in Geetham. But Geetham was a very big influential thing, because I made some of my best friends in Geetham. I still have all those contacts, like many of them. And some of the people, they come into your life, they help you how to change your life. They also help you change your way of thinking, because I kind of felt like my parents were always pressuring me a lot to study and all that. They were always forcing me to study. Hey, study this, do that. I always thought, like, parents are always being annoying. They're always forcing me. I was very, I did not like that. But we were only thinking from our perspective as a 18, 19-year-old, 20-year-old, whatever. So I have a best friend at that. I mean, I still have him as my best friend. I met him during that time, and he changed a lot of perspective. Okay, you're thinking from this perspective. Think from a parent's perspective. Okay. So my dad was, at that time, he was a deputy director for all industries in Vizianagaram, Vizag, and he was in Rangareddy at that time as well. So he was working sometime in Rangareddy, sometime he was working in Vizag, sometime he was working in Vizianagaram.
In Union Andhra Pradesh.
So yeah, so my friend told me, like, okay, and this is also for my brother as well. My brother did not crack IIT first time.
Okay.
And he was very upset, and he was like, "Oh, I didn't crack it." And everybody was like angry. Like my dad was angry, my mother was angry, because he was a very good student. He studied very well. He was always scoring good, but when he did not get it, everybody was angry. And then my brother did not understand why my dad was angry at him. And obviously he went to long term, and then he cracked IIT, and then he went to IIT Delhi to study his civil engineering. But at that time, my brother was also angry with my parents, and then my parents were angry with my brother. But my best friend, his name is Siragam Raviteja, is my best friend for a long time, and he told me, you are thinking from your perspective as a kid, but imagine your dad is a high officer. He goes into the office. Everybody asks him, hey, how did your kid do? How did your kid do? Did he get this? Did he not get this? So imagine telling hundreds of people who you are a boss, and then you have to tell them, like, oh, he did not get. How shameful will it be? So you also have to think about how embarrassed your dad would be. He's also hurting. He also feels bad that his kid did not get or live up to the expectations. So you have to take in all those emotions. You have to understand how to manage it from both perspectives. So that's when, at the age of 18, 19, or something around 20, during that time, it was my life-changing phase, because also CTC helped me during this time, because then I was able to think not just from my perspective, from the other person's perspective, to say, okay, how is this person going to think about it? How is this person going to, let's say, how will this person react? So if I say something. So this is what emotional intelligence is all about. Emotional intelligence is all about trying to understand all the situations, and then trying to put yourself in different perspectives, and then trying to come up with a unique solution that will be agreeable by a lot of people. So high emotional intelligent people, what they do is, I didn't learn it. I didn't know how all of this would work. But in different stages of life, life is going to teach you a lot of experiences, a lot of things. You have to be able to start putting these things together. And once you put all of these things together, then you have answers for it. So these are the things that helped me learn a lot of stuff. And I forgot where we were because we were talking about something and then we came here. But Geetam helped me a lot. And then I left. I didn't go for Air Force, but that also shaped how I came into United States, because everybody was thinking about jobs. In Geetam, we were all thinking about, we're in mechanical engineering and, all guys. And I was also like, in that age, like 20s, everybody, you look at Geetam University is more like guys and girls, everybody go out together. There's a lot of,
Advanced.
there's a lot of forward thinking in terms of how many, let's say, how the staff used to allow things. Because I look at other engineering colleges, right? Or even I look at other intermediate colleges. You're all separated, like all females in one classroom, all males in one classroom. When you start dividing people like that, the curiosity to know about the other gender is a lot more. Right? So when there is curiosity, you're not thinking about your classes, you're more thinking about like, oh, why are they there, like, and then people get distracted, people get attracted to other women or like girls. So I feel like that is one thing that could have been managed better, when people are trying to separate.
One second.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing all the details. That my question is that because you are already there in the abroad consultancies, there you are going to accurately what you are the things needed for, related to English, those lessons and those topics you are going to learn the particular dedicated institutions. So once you come to the CTC, there the irrelevant where you are going, what purpose you have joined, but how it helped this to reach US to clear GRE?
So for me, CTC has come at a very good time in my life. As I was telling, my brother joined first, and when he came back home from the first day, I asked him, "Did they teach you grammar?" I asked him, and then he told me, "No, we just went, we played." I said, "What do you mean by you played?" It's like, yeah, grammar equals to hammer. That's one of the things that they tell you, right?
Yeah.
Grammar is hammer. Knowledge is not power, right? And then there are a few things that they say, English, what is it?
Thinking is bad.
Thinking is bad. Yes, thinking is bad. Action is really good. Those are things that when he told me, it's like, really? Is that what they're teaching you? And he was like, yes. And then when my father told me that, hey, I think you should join, you should go as well. And I was like, yes, I want to go, because while I was growing up in Sainik school, I always had this in my mind. A lot of people, they were studying, they were doing a lot of things. And it's status quo that you can only become successful by studying. You can only become successful by getting high marks. You can only become successful by becoming the top in this world, top of what you're doing right now. And that is very much in our Indian blood, because everybody says you have to be the top in studies, in everything. That way you get to the top. But I never studied very much in Sainik school. I was always like 10 o'clock when they tell you to go and sleep, I would go and sleep. And I didn't even have any concentration to study. Like I was always like distracted, or I was always like, when can I go home? When can I eat? When can I do this? I never ever I had this in my mind that I have to study, or I never had interest. Like I would sit, but I would fall asleep. So it never interested me. And all of those terms were like very, it's very confusing to me. But I was able to use like, let's say, common sense and say, hey, these are like the basic stuff you have to understand. So I would always understand the basic stuff. I will go, I will write my exams. and I'll get about 70, 75, 80%. And that was always my thing. So I was always thinking, so if you don't do good in studies, I don't think you can never be good anywhere else, right? And that is one of my bigger reason why I left Sainik School, is because I was not doing well in studies. Although I was, playing field hockey at that time. Not my team, like our school team qualified for like South Zone and Interzone, and they went to play in Delhi. There's a lot of things. So I was very much concentrated on doing all of this, getting in a better shape, playing, shooting, other activities. But then studies was always missing from my life, and I thought, okay, maybe I have to study well to be successful in life. And then I left Sainik School. I came to intermediate college. I studied in intermediate college. I did long term, and I went to Geetam. So my life was following a specific pattern that every Indian parent would like, because that's what they want. They want their kids to study and then go to the next level, get a job, and then settle down. During that time, I started going to CTC.
Okay.
And when I started going to CTC, like, I already had my confusion in my mind. Hey, you have so much knowledge, you're very bright, but does that mean success? I already had these questions in my mind.
Okay.
And when I started going to CTC, when they start telling you, hey, this is not equal to this, or this, your academic greatness is not destined to success, all those kind of things, then I'm like, okay, makes sense. So now I felt like I'm in the right place because of CTC. And then I started exploring, like, okay, I always had this kind of an idea, and let me see what CTC is going to say, what their opinion is about. Like, Prasad sir is always like, he will give you all his opinions. One of the reasons why me and Rahul, we were able to get out a little bit more, or even you, we were experimenting a lot. A lot of people will come, they will listen to these things as another class, they will go back home.
Yeah, one thing I want to add here, Rohit.
Yeah.
To the viewers, in fact. So whenever you go to join in any spoken English institute, and there the timings and batches, morning batch, evening batch, 1.5 hour the batch will complete the lesson, go out. That's it. So all the viewers, what I'm sharing here, our classes used to start at 4:30 p.m. in the evening. That class is sometimes it's going to used to end at 9:30 p.m. Sometimes at 10 p.m. in the night.
Yeah.
So you think about what we have discussed about it. To the viewers, this is not just a spoken English or any learning English institution. So which made so many people bright and given the bright future. So,
yeah. I think that's a good way of putting it, because CTC is, they don't advertise much. They don't show as like, hey, we are some great spoken English or anything like that, because it's not in fact spoken English at all. But they say training and resources limited. They will talk about personality development, they will talk about emotional intelligence development, and all those kind of stuff. And at that time, it's very, very rare for people to look at it and say, oh, that could be something that is great or useful. Personality development always looked at like, oh, how do you pretend to be somebody? So other institutes, they teach you about how can you pretend to be the CEO, how can you pretend to be like, if you are in between 10 people, how do you pretend to be the better guy amongst, or better girl amongst the other 10? But what CTC has taught me is like, you don't have to pretend. What is your natural self? The discoveries that happen in CTC are more towards like, how do you find yourself? So finding yourself, discovering yourself, as they call it, is a very great piece of self-teaching lessons.
Yeah, one thing
you have to be able to understand yourself.
Rohit, actually, to the viewers, what I'm sharing, and to talk about CTC, and one sitting in Zoom meeting is not going to enough. It's a days is required. Days are required to tell what exactly the CTC is. I'm just putting a very precise question to you, Rohit. So once you ignited in your mind to reach US, So including your friends and your college and other abroad consultations, institutions, everything. And what was the percentage of CTC has contributed to your goal to reach United States of America for your masters? How much percentage in a scale of 1 to 100%?
Well, to reach United States, I would say CTC has contributed at least 90% of that.
That's the massive.
Yeah, and I would say the reason is because you already have a mindset of achieving more. That is the mindset that you already have, right?
Mm-hmm.
And most of us are middle class families. So what you think about how I can help my family to get better. And of course, it's not easy. Once you get here, it's not easy. My last 12 years has been like, not everything has been great. Some good, some bad, and mostly bad. But what CTC has done to me is, because I was in Sainik school, I was able to already experience pain, like physical pain and all, because you go on trekking, you go on expeditions. I went to National Institute of Mountaineering in Uttarkashi. They have a institute called NIM, where you can do rock climbing, rafting, all those kind of things. And this is at a very young age. I was like 13 something.
Okay.
So physically, I'm getting little by little stronger, but then mentally, your weakness is always your brain. Like, no matter how physically strong you are, if your mind is not strong, you can never get to the next level. So my mind was always confused between whether I'm strong or weak. I don't know, because my way of thinking was a little bit different than normal. And when I joined CTC, what it did was, it enhances your thoughts and say, okay, you're confused about this, and then you are trying to find answers, but now you're more like, this is your perspective of this, and it helps you better develop like stronger thoughts or stronger feelings, where you say, okay, this is what I feel and this is correct, and I don't care about the rest of the people, what they think, and this is what I feel, in my opinion, this is correct. So my mindset has started changing little by little. And that process of changing mindset, and especially during your late teen years and then your early 20s, when you have the right mindset, you will go for a lot more. So I feel like during the 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, that age, CTC was able to help bring all those thoughts like out from my mind, and I say, okay, now you can go and explore. So it created that mindset for me where I could go and explore. And that's why I tell, like, hey, 90% is this. And then, of course, you need to think about like whether you have the money or not, whether your family can support or not. And then, that's when I give credit to my father and my mother as well, because they did a lot. They don't tell you.
Okay.
Like, I feel like some of the greatest parents are more like, they don't tell you whether they're going through some sort of struggle or what, but they always give you the best. And it takes some time for children to understand that, hey, your parents have done a lot, and that you don't understand until like you start crossing your mid 20s, and then like you start coming into your senses and start thinking about what they have done. And that helped me go back and think about what my parents have done for me as well. So credit in terms of like my mindset, 90% I'll give to CTC. But then support wise, 100% my family has supported, my mother, my father, and then my brother. Like, my brother, he supported me in a different way. We used to fight a little bit, but then we became a little bit more close because of CTC as well, the thought processes and all that stuff. And that helped us grow to a better level. But there has been like,
and you have shared one friend name.
Yes, Raviteja. So he helped me during my bachelor's in Geetam.
Okay.
Not just him, there are many other people, but those are some very key influential people in my life.
Okay. Now I understood, Rohit, what you have said, that my prime intention that the people anyway they wanted to go US and they'll struggle and they will do hard work and they reach. But the thing is that how they ignited, what the environment ignited them to light that thought to reach US. That is very important. So that's why I have gone much deeper to know what was the intention behind it. So you have shared the very deep exploration within you during all the primary school and late college as well as graduation. So hope Rohit, I understood why you have wanted to go to United States of America. We understood, and thank you very much for getting connect today. So soon, tomorrow also we're going to connect, and we'll talk more about the plans, exact plans, how you made it to clear GRA. I think you have cleared your GRA in a single sitting, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Single sitting.
So those details.
I think many people clear that. That's not like a big thing because our education system teaches us to clear it in the first instance. I think scores may be different, but most
Okay.
of us would clear it.
Understood, but still, it is very tough. Someone who exactly plan to fail or execution fail or something, for them it is going to be
Yeah.
helpful. How exactly
Absolutely.
prepared that. So thank you very much, Rohit. We'll get connected soon.
Thank you, Rajesh. Thank you, viewers. And I know there is a lot of things that I've been explaining and talking. It may not be organized, but I think we will definitely do really good job in trying to get you quality content so that you can understand the life flow and everything like that. And thank you, Rajesh, for all this opportunity. We will meet again soon.
Thank you. We'll meet you again.
Thank you. Bye.